You're listening to the Full Court Press with your host, Drew Duncan. Don't you dare touch that dial. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Full Court Press. I am your host, Drew Duncan. You guys are checking me out live from the K-Sun Studios out here in Wichita, Kansas. Don't forget, you can always be a part of the program by tweeting me. That's at Drew Duncan83. Of course, the official fan page, the Full Court Press, is on Facebook at Drew Duncan83 as well. And for everybody that's on Instagram, I am on there at Drew Duncan83. Monster of a show to get to today, guys. Over the next couple of days, just monster. Ike Thomas. He's going to be joining us on the program tomorrow. Former Dallas Cowboy, former Green Bay Packer. Super Bowl ring on his finger. Looking forward to it. A lot going on in Wichita this weekend. It's going to be huge. How about EFC number 6? David Rickles continuing to get it done for Pfeiffer versus Mahoney number 2. Isaac Johnson, he's going to be down here competing. It's going to be big. A lot going on. Football is beginning tonight. The Ohio State Buckeyes get set to take on the Indiana Hoosiers. How about tomorrow? Lane Kiffin makes his debut as a head coach for Florida Atlantic. Did Nick Saban take him everywhere he needed to go? You know, he's going to have a big mentor down there in Howard Schnellenberger as well. It's going to be a big deal, guys. I'm telling you right now, Lane Kiffin, this is probably the last stop for him as a head coach. At his age, how many head coaching jobs he's had, this is probably going to be it, dude. At least for a while, if this ends up being a failure. And when I say a while, I'm talking 10, 15 years. I'm talking Josh McDaniels status. That's what I'm talking about with Lane Kiffin. I mean, that is exactly where his football career is at. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Absolutely none. High school football starts today. Southeast gets ready to take on Cape and Mount Carmel. That's going on here in Wichita. A lot to get to today. A lot to get to. I'm on Twitter at Drew Duncan83. The official fan page of Full Court Press is on Facebook. I'm also on there at Drew Duncan83 for Facebook. I'm also on Instagram at Drew Duncan83. Huge opening weekend in college football. But Florida may be in trouble. Add 2 more suspended to the roster. That brings to the total to 12 now. 12 suspended Florida Gators before the season even starts. And it's against Michigan. We're going to be talking about that as well. Huge. Absolutely huge. Florida State, they're getting set to take on Alabama. It's going to be huge. Huge. It's going to be a big day. Absolutely. So you better get your comments in while you can. Two huge marquee matchups this weekend. I can't stress enough that Florida has 12 guys that are going to be suspended for game number 1. I mean, that kills you, man. McElwain is going to show what kind of coach he is come Saturday. Who, by the way, got trolled by the LSU Tigers. McElwain gets on TV. Let us know who we're playing this Saturday, because we haven't got a roster yet. So the LSU Tigers were like, check game. Trolled him. Gave a starting list of every player that's currently in the NFL right now. If you don't know who you're playing this Saturday, bro, then I'm questioning your capabilities as a head coach, man. I am so serious about that. If you have zero idea about what's going on this weekend, dude, I don't know what to tell you. At this stage in the game, it's probably just time to call it quits. We don't know who we're playing this Saturday. Jim Harbaugh isn't set a roster yet. Okay, bro. Good luck with that. Good grief. Some of the things that you hear, man, it just make you go, wow. You know? Just baffles the mind. You have absolutely no, you're just like, okay, bro, whatever. All right. You don't know who you're playing this Saturday? You haven't seen a Michigan game in the last 2 years? You literally have no idea who's going to be on that football field. You have no idea what kind of system Jim Harbaugh runs. Have you ever seen a Jim Harbaugh team play ever? I.e. Stanford, i.e. San Francisco, i.e. Michigan. Have you never seen a game coached by Jim Harbaugh? Get real, bro. I mean, that's about as bad as Malik Jackson, defensive tackle for the Jacksonville Jaguars, getting on TV and going, I'm thinking we're going to win the Super Bowl this year. I'm thinking that's what's going to happen, bro. We are going to win a Super Bowl. Good for you, bro. Is this guy taking from Rex Ryan? Is that who he's taking pointers from? Malik Jackson must be taking pointers from Rex Ryan. Every year, the New York Jets were going to win the Super Bowl. Remember that? Then they got ousted by the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins were going to be the team to win the Super Bowl and then not even make the playoffs. It just makes you wonder, man. It kind of sounds like I invented the question mark.
He would make outrageous claims like he invented the question mark.
That's what it sounds like.
He would make outrageous claims like he invented the question mark.
We don't know who we're playing this weekend, guys.
He would make outrageous claims like he invented the question mark.
Oh, dude, is he serious? Jim McElwain is like, I don't know who we're playing this weekend. Can somebody send us a roster, please?
He would make outrageous claims like he invented the question mark.
I don't know what to tell you, man. I really just don't. Sorry, not sorry, bro. I don't know what to tell Jim McElwain. We don't know who we're playing this weekend. Somebody let us know. All right, bro. Good luck. Good luck with that. I think you got bigger problems right now, dude, other than not getting a roster from Harbaugh, who, by the way, never sends a roster. The guy never does it. We all know about Jim Harbaugh. He's kind of that man's man, I don't care guy, you know? He's the same guy that goes into the middle field, shakes somebody's hand, and gives him a big old slap on the back. That's Jim Harbaugh, dude. You know, the chin. Harbaugh's got one of the best chins in the game. I'm talking about Jim Harbaugh. You guys can't be serious. I just feel like it's about time for some of these guys to just understand that being a head coach is not for them. Now, hey, look, I may eat my words. McElwain may have something up his sleeve that we don't know about. And come this Sunday or Saturday, he may be able to pull one out. But having 12 guys suspended and worrying about the roster that you're not getting from Harbaugh, I don't know what to tell you, dude. Because I'm sure you've got film on him somewhere. I'm sure you've got a piece of game from any point in time that you could watch. There's something out there somewhere, bro, that you've got. Don't tell me he didn't exchange game film with you. Come on. I know that happened. Get real. Okay? And if he didn't, I'm sure he's got some kind of viable reason. but it's not because he's there for his first year, so he doesn't have anything to offer you. And plus, you know, out of all the 12 guys, the biggest miss is going to be Callaway of Florida. I mean, if we're going to get serious here, Callaway of Florida, that's the big one. And it's not the first time the kid has been in trouble either. So, you know, I don't know what to tell Florida right now or Florida fan, because you've got guys on Instagram weeks ago going, we can't wait for this game. And now those guys are all getting suspended little by little. And the word is that people have been snitching, and it's all been in-house, and guys are, you know, getting upset with what's going on. Internally right now with the Florida Gators, I see a team that's in a lot of trouble. I see a team that really doesn't seem to be very cohesive. Doesn't look to me like they're all getting along too well. That's what it sounds like to me, bro. So if you're the Florida Gators, right now, this Saturday could end up being a blowout. It really could be. I'm not saying that it will be, but I'm saying that it could be. You know, when you look at this game on surface, people go, yeah, it's two ranked teams. Folks, this is, again, why I say there should be no preseason polls. 12 guys are going to be suspended for game number 1. So we're not going to really get a look at the Florida Gators probably until week 3 or 4. Because with all this going on, if Michigan ends up blowing them out, is it because they're not a good football team? Or is it because the second stringers just aren't good enough to carry these guys? You got a wide receiver in Callaway who can stretch the defense, play physical football, has a size advantage on nearly everybody he gets steps on the field with. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, my man. That's a huge loss. 12 guys from the Florida Gators for one game, and it's probably the biggest opening game in a long time that Florida's had. This is a big ordeal, guys. This is why, you know, because what's going to happen? If they get blown out, they're not even going to be in the top 25 next weekend. And if they are, it's going to be like 23-24. You know, unless we see some other miraculous things happen. Yeah, I don't understand. Yeah, I think that McElwain has got to, you know, I think he's got to change directions here a little bit. I really do. I think that it is time for this guy to settle in and focus in on something else. For a while with Driscoll and all the injuries and everything that was going on with Florida, I think we all felt like McElwain was the guy. But apparently right now he has lost that locker room. He has lost control, and that's all there is to it. And I just don't see right now where McElwain is your go-to head coach. I think this Saturday's game is going to be his biggest test, if you ask me. If he's able to get past this, then he's the man. No doubt about it. And I know that people will look at it and go, well, it's just Harbaugh and his inability to beat top 25 teams. I'm not going to completely dispute that, okay? But in all sincerity, let's keep it 100. I don't think it's going to happen. I think Florida is looking at a team like is going to get dominated right now. 12 guys, people fighting in the locker room, people calling each other snitches, people getting after each other, guys, you know, making dangerous decisions. And, you know, they're kids. And look, I know that there are a lot of people out there that think that a one-game suspension is not harsh enough. Maybe in the instance of Callaway, it's not, just because it's become kind of like the repeat offender situation. But for a lot of these kids, it's not that way. And I am a person that is always about redeem yourself. Give somebody another chance. I've always been that guy, and I don't think it's ever going to change. Just to be perfectly honest with you. You know, everything is dependent upon the situation, obviously, but, you know, I'm still a person above averages. And I really think that a lot of these kids will be able to get it together. You know, people have to make tough decisions in life, and everybody's got their own reason for making them. But I'm telling you right now, a lot of this has to do with the leadership, and the leadership starts, job one, mom and dad at home, whoever's raising you, and then, of course, head coach. Because when you're away, you're not at home anymore. You're learning to be responsible for yourself. And, yeah, it's hard for a head coach to look after how many kids? 75 to 100, because you got practice squad, you got JV, you know, all this stuff. But, and then, of course, you know, your 65-man roster. And, you just have a lot of kids to look after. You got, 60 different personalities. 101 different character traits. I mean, it is hard. I'm not saying that what McElwain or any other coach in this country does is easy. But I think that this is an obvious situation where if a guy is asking and saying things like, oh, if you could tell us who we're playing this weekend, great, because we don't know who. I don't know what to tell you, bro.
Who would make outrageous claims like he invented the question mark?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. All right? This is McElwain's opportunity to prove himself. If they win this game, you could say that it's because Harbaugh's just not the guy to get it done against top 25 teams. Or you could say that McElwain has paid his dues. You got to remember, McElwain and Harbaugh are not that too far apart in terms of their coaching positions. So this is kind of that year for them now. You're looking at year 3 for Harbaugh, year 4 for McElwain. This is kind of right around that period where, you know, it's kind of make or break for a lot of head coaches. Harbaugh's continued to increase every single year. McElwain, everything's kind of like 50-50. You know, he's had some issues too against some of the better football teams in the country. Granted, he's had a lot of guys getting suspended. He's had injuries. Yeah, I get all that, but believe me when I tell you, this is when coaching comes in. It really is, guys. This is when we figure it out. This is the Full Court Press. I'm your host, Drew Duncan. You guys are checking me out live from the K-Sun Studios in Wichita, Kansas. A lot more to get to. Obviously, we're going to be dissecting Indiana and Ohio State. We're going to be looking at that matchup tonight. And we're going to be talking about notable upsets in college football. Can Indiana follow suit, especially with the game being in their backyard? We're going to be talking about Joe Hayden, the Cleveland Browns. A move that feels very similar to this is when the Browns lost T.J. Ward to the Denver Broncos. I think Denver obviously got the better of that deal. We're also going to be talking about high school football, Southeast versus Cape and Mount Carmel tonight. We're going to be talking about other teams, Heights. We're going to be talking about them. We're going to be talking about West, Northwest. Lot on the plate yet. I'm on Twitter at DrewDuncan83. I'm on Facebook at DrewDuncan83. And I am on Instagram at DrewDuncan83. Get your comments read live over the air. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back right after this. Don't you dare touch that dial.